What's going on, everyone? It is early in the morning. The World Series was unbelievable last night. I have to be a little bit quiet. Everyone is sleeping. I look horrific. I got barely any sleep. Couldn't sleep this morning. Still thinking about the game last night. I want to go over this play because it was a huge play in the game. There were so many huge plays in the game. So this play right here, bottom of the ninth, 4-4, bases loaded for the Blue Jays. Dodgers decide to bring their infield in. We have Kiner Falefa at third base. He's pinch running for Bo Bichette, and it's getting a ton of attention. We talked about it while watching the game last night. The biggest things that stand out first is a great view right here. Let's look at the lead. So look at how small the lead is. And people have already reached out to me and said, like, what is going on? Why was his lead so small at third base? So first, let's just play the play so you can see it, and then we'll talk about it. So here we go. We get the pitch. We get the ground ball to Rojas at second. He's going to field it. He's going to come up throwing home, and they just barely get him. We'll show a close view here in a second. So let's rewind it. What's up with the lead? Why is it so small? Well, the reason the lead is small, and I do think it's too small, let me start with that, and you can let me know if I'm right or wrong in the comment section below. But the reason it is, my guess, small, is because anytime with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs, usually as a coach and as a base runner, you're always going to shorten up your primary lead and your secondary lead a little bit because you could get doubled off in a line drive, and you don't want that. And so as a third base coach, I've coached third forever, usually bases loaded in this situation. I say, hey, back in the line drive, can't get doubled off. Usually guys will shorten up their lead just a little bit. And so that's probably what they're thinking here. Also, if you think about the way Game 6 ended with the little flare and the double off, I don't know if that's in the back of anyone's minds here, but that's why I think the lead is so small. Let's go slow motion and show it. So you can see, obviously, he's only like a couple of feet off of the bag. He is so close. And if we just watch his secondary lead right here, let's watch his secondary lead. So it's like a little baby shuffle and then one more shuffle, and now he's right there, and he's gonna go right there. So when the ball's being contacted, right there, the ball's being hit, look at how small, again, the lead is. For me, it's too small. You can at least get off. Here's Muncy. That's how far away he is. You can at least get off probably to like right here. Also, it's not a righty, so I guess the real danger, the most dangerous play would be a hard rocket line drive right here that's catch and then tag on the bag for a double play. Almost never going to happen with Varsho up here with a lefty. If he hits a line drive, it's probably going to go someplace on this side of the field. You got to make sure that it's not a line drive here and that you're so far off that you can't get back. But I would say even if a righty's up, I mean, that's still that's a secondary lead. Like the ball's being hit right there. That's not even his primary lead. I feel like that could have been at least his primary lead, and then secondary lead gets about right here. And we're talking about a bang bang play at the plate, so close that when you went in slow motion, it was like, oh, which way is it going to go? It was so close. So even if he had a 6-inch bigger primary lead or secondary lead, he's going to be safe at the plate. So those are my thoughts. Again, let me know what you think. I also want to talk about another thing. Watch how he slides into home right here. So he's going to slide into home. Actually, hold on. I wanted to start this whole thing off by saying Miguel Rojas is awesome. This guy has made play after play after play after not playing and coming into the game. He made a sick pick to end Game 6, and then he makes this play here where it's a stumbling play. He talked about how the turf plays a little bit different. Unbelievable play by Rojas, and he hits the home run. Like, that was unbelievable. The guy was going to cry after the game. I was so impressed with everything he did. I was so impressed with everything everyone did. This was like unbelievable. Back and forth, heavyweight fight. It was crazy, crazy. Okay, back to the play. So he slides into home right here. First off, sliding into home is the hardest base to slide into because it's not raised. And so it is a little bit more difficult to slide in the home. The second thing is you don't have to slide here. The quickest way to get to the base is a force play. It's not a tag play. So your goal is just to get to the base as fast as you possibly can. And that's not by sliding. That's by running through the base. So he could have technically just ran through the base here instead of sliding. When you slide, you slow up, right? And he's out. Watch this view. Okay, let's go slow motion here. Here's the slide, right? So he's going to slow up, right? And it's tough to hit the plate because it's not raised. And right there, Will Smith gets his foot back on the bag. We got to go like real. I have to go click by click here, right? There, his foot's back on the base. Look at how close that is because his foot, again, it comes off right here. It's off, back on. I mean, we're talking this much, that much right there. If he runs through the base or the plate, whatever you want to call it, he's safe. He slid, he's out. So many crazy things here. Such a simple play, yet so complex. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That was the greatest game maybe I've ever seen. I was so into every single pitch. The World Series was amazing. I feel horrible for the Blue Jays because I felt like they did almost everything right. There are some things. We're going to actually talk about a few other plays as well. But I feel like the players did so many great things throughout this series. And again, not to take anything away from the Dodgers, they played awesome too. But man, it felt like the Blue Jays should win the game. I thought they were going to win. I felt like they were in control pretty much the entire time. And the Dodgers did it. Yamamoto, unbelievable. Craziness. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's all I got. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.